Welcome back to News Geelong. Wathaurong are an Indigenous Australian tribe living in the area near Melbourne, Geelong and the Bellarine Peninsula for at least the last 25,000 years. Debbie Meaney has more.
A new manual for Indigenous heritage conservation along the coast from Point Impossible right through to Lorne has been launched today. I spoke with Brian Powell from the Wathaurong community about this paper and just why it's important for us.
Where you're standing right now, my family have been camping here and accessing the reef and the resources here for thousands of years. You're looking at a great piece of coast, you're looking at some great history, and it's something that should be protected for everyone because this is part of Australia's history. It's not Aboriginal history, it is Australia's history.
What particular aspects of this paper are important for us as people that perhaps don't know what's important here?
It's the fact that the respect is placed on the history that's here, the heritage values that are here. It's protecting the coastline, it's protecting the old sites where my old people sat down and camped. And if you look around here and you look along the coast, it's a very attractive piece of coast. People want to live here, and they have done for thousands of years. And that's what we need to look after. We need to retain places for such as this for our children and their children so that they can enjoy what we've got today.
Excellent. Well, it is a great day to enjoy it, and hopefully more people can come down and understand and respect just what's going on along the coast here.
It would be great if they did, and it's great to learn a little bit of history because it's your history. If you're Australian, it's your history.
At Point Impossible, this is Debbie Meaney for News Geelong.
Thank you, Debbie. The weather was steamy, but the energy levels were also high as Peko Festa celebrated its 30th anniversary. Meryl Friend reports from Peko Festa.
30 years ago was the first Peko Festa, celebrating diversity and multiculturalism. Then there were 12,000 people attending. Now there's over 100,000 guests coming from all over Australia to enjoy this multicultural event. And we're joined with Miranda at Peko Festa, your 30th birthday. Tell us about the day and the celebration.
Well, it's just about having fun, really. Lots of food, lots of colour. It's just a really great day. Good for families and everything. It's just
and so many different nationalities.
That's it. It's all about diversity. Everyone coming together as one. Big celebration. Happy birthday, Peko Festa!
The Alliance Française de Geelong has been going for about 10 years. We offer a lot of social and cultural activities as well as teaching French. We have members that are Francophiles as well as members of the French-speaking community in Geelong, which are Mauritian and Moroccan as well as French and Canadian from all over the French-speaking world.
What are your numbers?
We have about 200 members. But we have lots of other people that come along and join in our social and cultural activities.
If people are interested in finding out more, how could they get in touch?
They can go onto our website and just look up AF, or Alliance Française de Geelong.
AF de Geelong.
AF de Geelong, and you'll find our website and contact numbers and our email address, everything is there.
Well, look, today, particularly for me, is a very special day. As you know, I hold the portfolio for the multicultural affairs here at the City of Greater Geelong. So for us, this is just a great celebration of multicultural and diversity. Council have been a strong advocate for multiculturalism for decades now, but what this is really is a gathering of all the cultures that are in and around our region, and it's a real opportunity for us to learn from each other. So for me, I think it's just a gathering of the nations and an opportunity for us to learn from each other and, of course, taste all the different foods that are here.
Definitely, we can see a lot of flavors and lots of colours. And would you say this is the biggest Peko Festa so far?
Oh, look, it certainly looks to be. There's no doubt that the warm weather has brought people out, and there's a lot of refreshments being shared, and it's just a beautiful day to be out here. So I would say it certainly is one of the biggest, particularly given it's the 30th anniversary. So it should be. It's proper that it is.
From the 30th Peko Festa, Meryl Friend, News Geelong.
Thank you, Meryl. Fastnet is a variation of netball featuring shortened games worth multiple points. It was introduced in 2008 by the International Federation of Netball Associations as Debbie Meany reports.
Fastnet is a new competition that's starting up here in Surf World in Torquay. I spoke with Dean Barker about just who can get involved and what it's all about.
Fastnet is a variation on traditional netball. For people short on time and short on organisation. It's based off the 2020 model of cricket, where games are higher paced, shorter in duration, and more based on fun rather than structured competition.
Now, the fun aspect, I really like that part of it as well. What background have you got going on to this actual game?
Well, we're going to have, for our first couple of nights, we're going to have live local DJs, some youth DJs playing music during the games, which will put a bit of strain on my voice as a coach and umpire, but we had a practice run yesterday and I managed to get heard over them, so it'll be good to get the young kids in and they'll know the local DJs and heard their music before, so hopefully we to a broader audience rather than just the sport-based youth.
So what ages are we talking about? Are we talking girls only? Just tell me a bit about the actual competition.
No, we'll be mixed gender. Again, trying to appeal to as many of the youth as we can. Initially it'll be 15 to 18-year-olds with a view to expanding younger and a view to expanding older as well.
In Torquay at Surf World, this is Debbie Meany for News Geelong.
Thank you, Debbie. The Geelong Gallery continues its great array of exhibitions with the recent arrival of Freshwater, Saltwater, featuring works by Indigenous artists, as Ian Nichols reports.
Well, here we are again at the Geelong Art Gallery, arguably one of the finest regional galleries in the whole of Australia. And under the direction of Jeffrey Edwards, we've seen some amazing exhibitions, and they continue to come on. As you can see behind me, the sign says it all. Freshwater, Saltwater is a collection of Indigenous and non-Indigenous prints, and it looks extremely interesting as we talk with the gallery director.
Look, it is. They're prints, they're artist prints, they're Indigenous artists from the north of Australia and from the Torres Strait Islands using what we would see as traditional Western printmaking techniques. The very simple and evergreen lino cut, etchings, screen prints, lithographs. So they're mostly medium to small scale, but there's some exquisite, rich graphic imagery here, Ian.
Well, we're very fortunate to have it at this time, and no doubt it'll create an enormous amount of interest. It's going to be here until at least April this year, so there's time for everybody to get down to the Geelong Art Gallery.
Exactly. We've got a couple of exhibitions that deal with Indigenous art at the moment. This is very focused. All the works in this exhibition have something to do with the theme of water, that eternal subject of interest to us all. Indeed, for centuries, for thousands of years, water courses, be they billabongs, be they creeks, be they rivers, or of course be they the salt waters of the high seas, have been integral to the lives of those Indigenous communities across the north of Australia or in the Torres Strait Islands, partly for practical reasons, very obvious practical reasons, but also, and very importantly here, for spiritual reasons. So it's the watercourses here and the marine life in those watercourses or in the seas that represent ancestral figures, deities, as well as important foodstuffs.
At Geelong Art Gallery, this is Ian Nichols for News Geelong.
Thank you, Ian. As we go to a break, we'll return with sport and weather here in our midweek edition of News Geelong.